really anticipating an amazing game. I'm anticipating a lot of ball movement, a lot of big hits, a lot of tackles. But it seems like a promising game.
Promising, and I'm very pleased to see that Stotfield has managed to hold up over 3 days of 7 games a day, because on the opening day it was a little bit damp and it was starting to cut up, but the weather has got better and better through the long weekend. It's been an absolutely glorious day today. It's been up around 31 degrees. It's cooling down into probably the mid-20s now, and a full crowd here, not just to see the high school competition, but also to see the primary school competition that's happening on the B field. Have thoroughly enjoyed themselves, and well done to all of the organisers. I bumped into Sue Miles, who helps us with so many things at the festival, and I said to her, "You're going to sleep well tonight." And, she said she will indeed.
No, indeed, the organisers have really pushed this festival. It gets better every single year. We were here last year, and last year was a brilliant feat, but this year has just become even better. You know, everything has really been strategized to the T. I see everything is on par. Every speaker, every chair, every beer that has been sold, everything just looks really amazing. You know, and now sitting in the commentary gantry, it's a different area from last time, but again, it's really giving us a nice view of the game, a little bit closer to the action. So you just really must give a huge shout out to all the people that have been involved, the likes of Nashua, the likes of Standard Bank, the likes of Ford, Halfway, and many other more, and many more people. But it's really been an amazing festival to be a part of. And I think this game will really just sum everything up, and we're in for a mouth-watering encounter.
Yeah, and don't forget, if you haven't downloaded the app yet, do so as soon as you can, because Supersport Schools has now got 715,000 followers on the app, and you should join them, because wherever you are in the world, you can find out what's happening at your old school or somebody else's old school. And it really is amazing to see how from absolutely nothing Supersport Schools has grown into an enormous behemoth, covering school sport all over the country in a way unmatched in the world. This really is the envy of foreigners. I remember Hartbury College coming here last year. My daughter's in her second year at Hartbury, and she was telling me how much fun the boys had at the Standard Bank Kearsney Festival, and how they just couldn't believe the enormous crowds that schoolboys get to play in front of. And it's not just rugby that gets great crowds in this country. Really is fantastic the way that parents support the boys and girls wherever they're playing. Netball, hockey, soccer, rugby, cricket, whatever it might be. Everybody's there enjoying the vibe, and Supersport Schools is there with them. So we're ready to go, and this is the start of the final game. The boys from Jansen are brought out by their captain Duan Pochita, the tight head prop, and now we wait for Kearsney, and they are also captained from tight head by Aneli Kele, who not only is the captain of the side, but he's the head boy of the school. And I am told by several sources that he is a gentleman of note, and somebody who's going to go far in life. So he leads Kearsney with the famous white stripe across the maroon shirt to the left of the halfway line, and on the right, Jansen, the boys from Boksburg. So last few words for Kearsney. They will want nothing more than to win their final game, but it is a huge task against a very impressive Jansen's side. Watch out though for the likes of Cameron Feenstra, who's wearing the number 15 jersey for Kearsney, and he's a really good runner from broken play. So there are the boys from Jansen, and they've produced a number of first-class rugby players over the last 15 to 20 years. They've really been a strong school. They will be receiving the kick, and in this first half, Kearsney College will be playing from left to right, and they will have the wind at their backs. and we are about ready to go. Doan Nell is the fly half. Daniel Eager is the kicker, left-footed kicker, and he will start proceedings. So we're about ready to go. Referee just checking with his assistants, checks his watch, and this is the last game of the 15th Standard Bank Kearsney Rugby Festival. On day 3, it is Kearsney College against Jansen. The box kick from Rikus van der Merwe is a good one. An outstanding one, actually. It's taken play to within 35 metres of their opponent's line. Line out feed will be from Blake Creer. He's missed his man, but they managed to get a clean ball at the tail of the line. Then it's taken by Connor McIntyre, the number 7 flank. In at scrum half is Murray Weir. And the long kick downfield from Doan Nell. The wind is helping that, and that's a good deep kick. Jansen having to run it out from deep in their own territory. This is the left wing, Keanu van Locherenberg. How's the bounce? Always come right off his beak and turnover ball. That was the capricious bounce of the oval rugby ball that caused that. Now, that's not the best kick because it's given Daniel Eager a chance to run. He takes it up to the 10-metre line. There's a long opening salvo in this game. Jansen winning it on the ground. They've lost it forward just as they tried to play the ball, and we'll have the first scrum. Now, you don't look like a tight forward. I was a tight forward, and I can tell you that the tight forwards are very grateful to hear the whistle there.
No, they're definitely. I'm definitely not a tight forward. I've always played in the back line, but yeah, the tight forwards are always up and keen to battle it out at scrum time, and it's going to be a scrum. It's going to be the first one, so I think this will just set the tempo for who's going to be the stronger pack.
Murray Weir with the feed. Big shove from Jansen, but it's easily played. Doan Nell sends it up into the stratosphere. Nasty wind helping it, and that's a great chase for Valentino Lenge. The referee, though, will give the penalty to Jansen.
It was very uncalled for Valentino Lenge. I mean, it was a great chase, but a tip tackle was really, really uncalled for. And now he's given away a penalty, given the other team, Jansen, an opportunity now to pounce at them. So we just want to not give those foolish mistakes away.
I just saw Valentino apologising to his fullback as he walked back into position. So here is Dan Ray Pike feeding the line out. Good shove from Kearsney, trying to disrupt that driving maul. And Ellie Kelly has got to get back on side. He's done that now. And now here's an opportunity in midfield, but Blake Creer made a good tackle there. He's quickly back to his feet as the ball comes down the back line, and eventually out on the right wing. That is Christopher Combrink for Jansen. That low pass didn't give too much chance to the forward to carry on with his running, and so that's gone forward now. Dan Ray Pike has it, and the referee will give Kearsney the feed to the scrum. So much as we saw in the Westville Moners game, the home side, the KwaZulu-Natal side, are having to make a lot of tackles in the early part of the game, but they're doing it.
And that's what has proven to win games for these teams that have been on display today. I mean, most of the teams that have struggled to make those tackles have, been punished. So a lot of these teams that are coming into KZN are giving these teams from KZN, a run for their money. And it just boils down to who can make more tackles, because the more tackles you can make, the more chance you can keep your opponents at bay. So we'll see that who's going to take the tackle title at the end of the game.
Murray Wears, and here's an error from Ross Veenstra, which or rather from Cameron Feenstra. Away goes the Kearsney 8th man, Mlalandle. Can he go all the way? That's a super tackle on the 22. Oh, that came from absolutely nowhere. It looked as if Feenstra had given possession away, and instead Mlalandle came scooting up on his outside. So Yachia Jansen with the feed, Danray Pike, shortened line out. Cleanly taken, and now they try and get that driving maul going. Kearsney have done well to disrupt it. They're just shifting the point of emphasis. Now the box kick coming in from Rikus van der Merwe, taken in by Eager. He gives it to Feenstra. Feenstra has a go. Yeah, he wasn't held in the tackle. He's okay there. Now Murray Ware's digging it out. He's got the tight forwards to his right, one of whom is his captain. And Kwele has given it up. Driven up there by Etienne Smith. He gets the pass away to the tight head prop, Duan Potgieter. Right in front of the post now, just outside the 22. Options either side for Yachia Jansen. Kearsney continuing to make their tackles. There's a missed pass in the middle, and it's turnover ball. Mlalandle winning it again. Then it goes back the other way. Referee will say that's enough of that. First knock was from Yachia Jansen's scrum down Kearsney feed.
And just in that first 5 minutes, we've seen so many big hits from that Kearsney side. I mean, every time that Yachia Jansen tried to run at the ball, they're met with thunderous tackles, thunderous big hits. And I think that's really going to send a statement to the Yachia boys. Because, I mean, if everybody's getting hit in a tackle, you know, that really does send a lot of big messages.
Yeah, one of the Jansen boys is back on his feet now, and he will come join the scrum. That's the open side flanker, Zaidli Rippenaar. Keep an eye on him because he runs like a three-quarter, and he's built like a pocket battleship. Murray Wares to feed the Kearsney scrum. It's clean ball. Feenstra standing in the fly half channel. Oh, that's a great take, but Kearsney there quickly to contest the ball, and they've won the penalty for not fair release on the ground. So really good play under the high ball from RJ Peterson, but then he couldn't release the ball. Oh, and they're going to kick it goal.
And now it's a chance for Kearsney to open the scoring in this game. It's always vital to be the first to make your mark on the score sheet. And it seems that Daniel Eager, who has a really educated left boot, will look at slotting it over to open the scoring and to break the deadlock of this game. He's really been outstanding for Kearsney throughout this whole festival. So can Kearsney open the scoring for this last game of the festival? It's Daniel Eager standing over it.
Left-footed kicker. Wind behind him. He has hooked it.
22, what?
It's not every day that you see Daniel Eager missing those ones. I mean, straight down the channel.
It can happen, especially with the left footers. They sometimes just lose their shape a little bit, and the hook is the first thing that comes in. So Yachia Jansen with the dropout 22, ball hanging up in the wind. It's taken in by Doan Nell. He gets the pass away to Connor McIntyre up to the halfway line. Murray Wares digging it out, and Blake Kruger with a good pass, and that's brilliantly picked up on the left wing by
very, very swiftly, but really unfortunate for that number one, Kuda Kachamba.
Interesting to see how frequently Cameron Feenstra, the fullback, is being pushed up into the line, and he is a destructive runner.
I mean, they do really need him to be on ball, because he can beat a couple of men. Usually when he's on the ball, he does something that really proves pivotal for his team.
There's a good tackle out wide from Doan Nell. That's what you must do. Show the wing the line and say, that's yours, you can have that. You're just not coming in. Putting the ball in is Blake Creer. Beautifully taken off the top by Ryan Sim. And Kearsney with good momentum here. Eager is hit hard. He's made it available on the deck well, but the referee says it's being held in. And there was a man on his feet for Ichie Jansen trying to play the ball. Was unable to do so. Penalty. And they will set the line out through Matthew Berkman. But a really good start in this game from Kearsney. They haven't been overawed by this very impressive Ichie Jansen side. And they have had the only chance to put points on the board.
Most definitely. They have really put Ichie Jansen under the cosh so far. They've really kept them at bay. Ichie have tried to play ball in hand, but they've been met with a lot of tackles. So it's really been hard. But I mean, for both the teams, because we can say the same thing for Kearsney as well.
This could be turnover ball here. Kearsney have forced them back, but no, eventually it does emerge, and Combrink on the right wing has lost it forward. It's waiting for the referee to make a call here. It's going to be a line out, so line out on the 10-metre line of Kearsney with Blake Creer to put the ball in. Waiting for the extra man to join the line to make it legal. Oh, they've missed their man, but it was played at the back of the line by Ryan Sim, and Kearsney go forward strongly up to the halfway line. Murray Wayers digs it out. Now there's time for Doan Nell. Uses the right boot this time. Has it gone too far? It is in touch on the full, and they'll have to come all the way back. He was looking for a 50-22 there. You can see Kearsney mixing up tactics at line-out time. They know how powerful Ichie Jansen are at the set pieces. Now this is Dan Ray Pike feeding. Finds his 8th man there, Gerrit van Asvechen. And we're on Kearsney's 10. Advantage, penalty advantage with the line out.
No, 5 out. No, 3 out.
Good drive this from Ichie Jansen, taking it all the way up to the 22-metre line, and still playing with penalty advantage.
I still got advantage.
Confirmation of that from the referee. And eventually the ref says, no, that's not enough advantage, let's go back. And I think it was for chopping off the legs at the maul.
But I must say, it was a great driving maul from Ichie Jansen. I mean, they gained incredible yards, but it's very unfortunate that they had to bring it back.
So they'll have a chance for another maul here if they can win clean ball at the line out. I'm sure that's what Nordia. Oh, and they've loosened it up, and I think I wasn't the only one who was surprised by that. Kearsney were expecting the line out drive, it didn't come. Dan Ray Pike now in front of the posts. He's tackled by 2 Kearsney defenders. There's a barging run that makes a couple of meters there. Now there's an opportunity for Devan Francis. Back it comes from Van Niekerk. Van der Merwe. Van der Merwe finding one of the locks, Etienne Smit. Real chances here, options either side. Driven on by the captain, Duan Potgieter. Here's Francis. Good low tackle. It's turnover ball. How did they do that? It's Katrambwa who takes the ball to ground for Kearsney.
The referee signaled the knock-on advantage, so I think they just lost the ball forward there.
Doan finds touch, and it'll be an Iche Jansen line out. No, it won't. No, they're going to have a scrum. So they've gone, yeah, no advantage, that's what the referee said. No advantage from the knock-on. So it'll be a Kearsney feed to the scrum.
But I mean, I must say that it was Iche Jansen's first real opportunity. They really got close to the whitewash. But brilliant defensive wall of Kearsney kept Iche Jansen at bay till they lost the ball forward. So Kearsney has regained possession, and I think they might just look at the punt to alleviate some pressure.
Very important scrum here. 8 metres from their own line for Kearsney. It's their ball. Murray Wares with the feed. That's a good solid scrum. That's what you want to see. Doan is hit behind the gain line. Good defence that from Iche Jansen. It is still available though. And here's the chance to clear the lines. That's a good kick. That's a superb kick. It's taken play all the way just short of the 10-metre line. It was Doan the fly half.
Sorry, number 5. Excuse me. Please, can you set your mark and I'll get your numbers? You walk up and I'll be on.
So this game going backwards and forwards. We've had 17 minutes and no score. Off the top from Devan Francis. That's turnover ball again. Oh, big tackle coming in on Lange. Kearsney trying to keep the ball in field. Back from Wayers. Oh, referee's playing advantage here. I think it might be a penalty advantage. Here's Doan. He has a go. Stepping on the inside neatly, gives it to his captain. Referee says it went forward. They'll come back for the penalty, and I wonder whether we might see another attempt at goal here.
It definitely has been a topsy-turvy half, a topsy-turvy 20 minutes of this last game at the Kearsney Easter Rugby Festival, and they do seem like they're going to go for the three-pointer. I mean, that first 10 minutes saw Iche playing in their own half, and this latter 10 minutes has seen Kearsney play in their half. So this game really hasn't shown who is the more fearsome or the more dominant team. But they're going to have a second go at poles, Kearsney.
There's quite a stiff breeze now behind Eager. He missed one from in front. Let's see if he can straighten up the kick here. And it is over. We have the first points. It is 3-0 to Kearsney.
Kearsney needed that. They definitely needed that. I mean, this game has really, as I mentioned earlier, it has really been topsy-turvy, back and forth. But a team really just needed to dot down on the score sheet. And Kearsney have done so. I mean, you really need these 3 points because they can prove very vital at the end of the game.
Good height on the restart kick taken in by Murray Wayers. He manages to get the ball away, and here's Feenstra with the relieving kick. Not in touch. Iche Jansen looking for a way to attack. Oh, look at that, look at that. He's got one-on-one, he's got men outside him. There's a missed tackle, and there is the opening try. It comes from Zaidli Rippenaar. And that is Iche Jansen on the board and in front. I think it was the right wing, Christopher Combrink, who set that one up. No doubt it was the number 6 flank, Zaidli Rippenaar, who scored.
A try against the run of play. Kearsney had just opened the account. Kearsney had just broken the deadlock. But Jansen with a very quick response, very quick rebuttal with a try. So they are now in the driving seat with a kick to come.
Matthew Bergman with the attempt. Kearsney boys gathered under the posts, and not too many of them are watching the kicker. They're intent on chatting away and working out how they're going to get back into this game. This is to make it a 7-pointer. He's kicking into the wind. And it is wide. So it is 5 points to 3. We've got 9 minutes to go to half time. And after a scoreless almost first 20 minutes, we've now had a penalty and a try in short order from either side. Let's have a look at that again. In fact, it looks like Bergman, who was the man who made the break, and Rippenaar, who scores. Referee at the restart straight away has given Jansen the penalty. Good distance on the relieving kick, takes play to the halfway line. You see lots of people on that temporary stand on the far side of the Stott field, and those seats have been filled for most of the 3 days of the festival. Taken at the back by Gerrit van Aasbergen. Penalty though, and the referee has given it in a kickable position. Offside in the back line, I think.
As you mentioned earlier, Andy, there's a lot of people on that temporary stand. The Kearsney Easter Rugby Festival is one of the main attractions down in Durban, down in KZN. As you know, there's a couple of other Easter tournaments, but none can compare to this Kearsney Easter Rugby Festival. People come out in numbers, and especially because today is our holiday, families, friends, even just spectators that love the game of rugby have come out in numbers and have come to watch some high school boy rugby.
Kearsney going forward through Simo Makokoi. Now it comes down the three-quarter line. It's taken by Jared van Staden. He has to cut back the other way against the tide.
Dominant tackle.
Weyers sending it back. Ooh, there was a thought from Doanel, I think, of a drop goal. Instead, he puts it on the boot for the wing to chase. And well played by Combrink for Jansen. And that's a good relieving kick from them. But it'll be a line out for Kearsney in a good attacking position. And we've got just over 6 minutes remaining in this first half.
Can Kearsney find some magic out of the hat? I mean, they have scored some tries in the past couple of days from a line-out situation. And they're probably going to go for a driving maul. Nope. Play from the back.
That's Van Staden. Oh, he got hit hard and low. Weyers. Doanel. Oh, he's missed his man. It's turned over, and the referee will bring them back. Penalty, I would imagine, for offside. And it's going to be a kick at goal.
A wise decision made by Kearsney. They have an opportunity now to lead the proceedings by a point if converted. So hopefully they'd want to go into the halftime interval in the driving seat. It's always good to go into the break leading the proceedings, but Daniel Eager still has to make this conversion.
Yeah, it's a nice angle for the left footer. He's kicked very well both from hand and from tee during the festival. And that is over. And back in front go the home side. It's 6-5. And we've got 4.5 minutes remaining to half-time. Well, you wouldn't want to pick a winner at this stage, which is interesting because coming into this match, I would have thought Yrje Jansen would have been significant favourites. They've won both their games comfortably, whereas Kearsney had lost both of those. One of those only by 1 point, I hasten to point out. But they've lifted their game today, have the home side. Doan Nell has done really well at fly half, and that's another long hoist from him. And the referee says play on. Berkman with another one of these sniping runs, and hit into touch by Veenstra.
Yrje are very good at quick responses, at rebuttaling. I mean, they just kicked off and now they're in the danger zone. They're just outside of the opposition 22.
Dan Ray Pike with tail ball, won by Van Arsvegen. Van der Merwe is standing off at the back. Now he comes to join. And that's turnover ball. A man coming in from the side, says the referee, blocking fair contestation for the ball. And that'll be a relieving kick for Kearsney, coming with 3 minutes left on the first half clock. And Daniel Eager sends it into the trees behind the stand. It really is a glorious afternoon in KZN. Don't know where you're joining us, on the app, on channel 216, on DSTV, online, wherever you might be. Welcome. I hope you're enjoying the 15th Standard Bank Easter Rugby Festival here at Kearsney College at the top of Boerters Hill. Murray Weyers sending it out. And good play there under pressure from Kamani Mlalandle. Now they've got a chance either side, and deciding in the end to go straight down the middle from Doan Nell. This is RJ Peterson under the ball for Yrje Jansen, trying to find some space. He rather crabbed across field there, didn't give too many options to his wide men. Kearsney have done well at the breakdown there to snuff out the initial chance. Here's a bust through the middle from Francis. Van der Merwe sending it. Very nearly turnover ball, but still in the hands of the Yrje Jansen backline. Out there is Combrink. He got hit hard. Now the forwards have a go. Quickly available from Van der Merwe. He's missed his man though. RJ Peterson has to go all the way back, and he gets hunted by Valentino Lengi. The crowd loved that. And the penalty in a kickable position. Well, that was all about Lengi making the hard yards, making the tackle and forcing the turnover. It's kickable.
Now will Kearsney go for the 3 points? Yeah, they definitely do. I mean, you would need these 3 points, and you know that you've got a very educated boot that Daniel Eager possesses. And as he winds up for this kick, Kearsney might just have the last say of the half.
I've always wondered, when kickers stick the gum shield inside their sock, what does it taste like when they take it out?
It doesn't taste like anything, Andy.
Maybe he's got flavoured socks. You never know. Here's Eager. This is for 9-5 lead. It is not good. So it remains at 6-5, but he's used up a lot of time in that kick. We're inside the last 20 seconds. Short restart taken in by Devan Francis. Back it comes from Van der Merwe to Berkman. Quickly down the line, and This is a chance as Rippenaar gets into his stride. He's the try scorer. And eventually he is knocked into touch. He was waiting for a man to run on his inside, and it never happened. So that is half-time. And at the break, it is Kearsney College, the host school, who lead Yechia Jansen of Boksburg by 6 points to 5. That's 2 penalties from their left wing, Daniel Eager. And that is against a try from Zaidli Rippenaar in the 20th minute for the visitors. So we'll take a short break, and there it is, Kearsney 6, Yechia Jansen 5. So it is half-time in the final game of the 15th Standard Bank Kearsney Festival. It's Easter, the weather is wonderful, the crowd is enormous, and the hies is spectacular. Kearsney College leading Yechia Jansen at half-time through 2 penalty kicks to an unconverted try. And you're watching the respective coaches. Rudy Damas is the head coach for Yechia Jansen. And he's a great rugby man who's been around for many, many years. And he's trying to give just a little bit of leverage to his team, because they're up against a Kearsney side that is all over them. They're buzzing, they're making their tackles, and they're not allowing the boys from up north time on the ball. So Kearsney certainly would have been the underdogs going into the game, but you're never an underdog when you play on your home field. And Ollie Zondi, my co-commentator, knows all about that. I'm sure you found exactly the same when Maritzburg College were at home. They play 40% better.
Oh no, 100%. I mean, when the atmosphere is building to fever pitch, I mean, that's just like your 16th man. You know, when you've got guys cheering you on, when you've got the crowd cheering you on, every touch of the ball, every kick of the ball, every try, every catch, you know, it just makes you feel a little bit more special. So that home ground advantage is something that always works in the favor of that home team. So most definitely Kearsney do have that 16th man, because there's so many people out today. There's so many people that have come to not only support Kearsney, but just to watch some schoolboy rugby. So I do genuinely think that with the crowd being so loud and so vibrant towards Kearsney, it's really pushed them forward, and it's also proven pivotal against Yechia Jansen, because you've seen
that's the former Shark Terra Mtembu, who's in amongst the Kearsney boys, giving him the benefit of his experience. Before that, you saw the head coach, Neil van Heerden, at Terra. Is one of those guys who's been there, done that, and he'll be explaining to them exactly what is required in this second half. There's the main grandstand here on the Stott field, and it is a great credit to all of the organisers that that grandstand has been full every single day. The beer tent has done very well, the food sellers have done very well, and all of the incidentals that go along with a rugby festival. It's really good to see. I've been to Kearsney a few times this year. I actually came down to interview the head of sport, Waylon Murray, and the head of rugby, Keegan Daniel, both of them, of course, former Springboks and Sharks, and they're doing a fantastic job here, and they will be crossing fingers now that their side can hang on in this second half. Last half an hour of rugby at the 2024 Easter Festival is underway. Straight down the wave, trying to make a little bit of space, but as you hear from the referee, the ball taken back, so they can't kick directly to touch. Not doing that. That's a good distance on the kick. RJ Peterson getting the pass away. And at the breakdown, it's good quick ball. Running onto it is Potgieter, who's a man mounted at tight head prop, also the captain of the side. Van der Merwe has not knocked it on, but here's an opportunity. Stampeding through is Simo Umkakui. He takes it over the 22. Umkakui! What a try!
Brilliant, absolutely phenomenal individual try by that big number 4. What a run! Absolutely amazing, Andy. He came out of nowhere. I mean, I wasn't even expecting that.
Well, what happened was the Ilke Jansen scrum half, Van der Merwe, didn't get clean ball, and the referee said play on, and everybody stopped apart from Umkakui, who was straight onto it and just reached out those enormous long legs, covering 6 meters with every stride. He scores in the corner.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant by that big number 4, Simo Umkakui. And Kearsney just keep increasing that gap against Irgia. It's not something that you could have expected, but from that first whistle, Kearsney showed up, and they showed that they really, really wanted to play.
Well, very similar to the penultimate game, the one immediately before this, where we saw Westville hang on to beat Monument 25-22. Kearsney now leading 11-5. Is it going to be 13? Daniel Eager. He's looking after it, he's leaning, which normally means it's gone left. Yep, it has gone left. But 11-5, a perfect start to the second half for the home side.
As you see on your screens now, soccer player moves, Andy.
Now watch this. Once he gets into his running, he's gone. Just sucking up the ground with those strides. Nothing that the back line could do about that. I see that Storm Labuskakny is on for Ilke Jansen. He was the man who made the final despairing attempt at the tackle. Here's RJ Peterson for Ilke Jansen. Nasty little bounce. It's well taken in by Doan Nell. Here's Veenstra. He saw a gap and he's gone through it. Good despairing tackle, bringing Veenstra down. Now Murray Wayers sending it out. There's the try scorer. Did he knock it on? The referee was right on the spot. Says play on. Now Nell. That's a well-placed kick between the back three. They've got to make a decision. This is Berkman. And he's been very impressive. He's got some wheels as well. Look at that for a step. He might go all the way here. Matthew Berkman gets the pass away. There's going to be the try for the outside centre, Jandre Jacobs. And that is a great riposte.
Irgia have shown that what Kearsney can do there is tail. So we had to make that last pass and paid out and paid up for Jansen. So are back in the game with the kick to come.
Conversion attempt from the man who set it all up. Lining it up, and the wind has almost dropped to nothing. This is for the lead for the first time in the match. He struck it not so well. It's gone right. So they remain behind, but it's a 1 point ball game.
We can see now on your screens. Great individual brilliance. Step in, step out. Oh, brilliant stuff. And Daniel Eager was gaining meters on him, so he had to make that pass. And we dotted down very, very comfortably.
Well, from the restart, we've got a penalty, and the referee's not happy with Kearsney. Takes the captain aside with Heinrich Fari, man wearing 19. High tackle is the call. So confirmation that try was scored by Jacobs, the outside centre.
It's a warning for that, not enough for a yellow card.
And you probably heard the referee saying, just a warning, not a yellow card, but let's not let this get out of hand. That is the aim of the laws of rugby and the lawmakers of rugby, is to try and reduce the height of tackles generally. And so the referees are hot on that one. So off the back, here goes Rippenaar. He's been one of the best players of the week for Monument, both here and at the Noordzee tournament up in Gauteng. Whoops a daisy. There's an error, but the referee says that there was an offside earlier. He was playing advantage, and now Jansen will have a chance to perhaps set the line out.
And we can see now that Iergia are now keeping the ball in hand. They're really doing well in keeping possession. And I think it's really paying off for them, because now their players. So it's going to be a line out for Iergia just outside of the opposition 22. Can they make something out of this?
Danray Pike with the feed. Goes to the tail, and it's gone too far. Here's a chance for Kearsney to clear their lines. Oh, was that a knock on? Yeah, it was. But the first knock was actually at the line out, so the blushes are spared. Yeah, just thinking about Iergia Jansen, they're a good side, and they're not a one-dimensional team. Yes, they've got some big forwards. Yes, they've got some bruising hitters in midfield, but they're about more than muscle. They've got some really good ideas on how to play the game, and they've got a particularly creative open side flank in Zadely Rippenaar, who covers the ground. He's a real sprinter at close quarters.
That's why when you saw there on the last play in that first half, he was also very pivotal in Iergia Jansen scoring that try.
Front rows have gone up, and the referee says that that is a penalty to Iergia Jansen, and they've gone to celebrate of the front row. Particularly, it looked like Duan Pochita, the captain, who got a fist pump, and Berkman sets the line out. Just perfect into the corner. It'll be a 5-meter line out. They should be able to parlay this into points.
So this is another real opportunity for Iergia Jansen to go over the whitewash. I'm sure that they've got something up their sleeve. I mean, they always do.
This time Pike goes to the front, or it's cleanly won by Zandre Nordier. They're over the line, and the try is scored. And I think you'll find it's Pike at the bottom. Yep, he's the man who got the high five that time. Danray Pike gets another one, off the back of the driving maul, and for the first time in this match, Yahya Jansen are in front.
Yahya are very creative in the front and in the midfield, and we saw them utilizing a move straight from the training grounds. The maul was formed. It wasn't formed from the initial man that had originally caught the ball. It was actually formed from Zaid Lee Rippenaar, when the man who caught the ball went down, passed it to Zaid Lee, and then the maul was formed from there. And you can't stop a maul when it's coming at you from a direction that you hadn't anticipated it to come from.
So Bergman to try and turn it into a 7-pointer. There's a breath of wind now, but where he is in the lee of the grandstand, he won't feel any breeze at all. That one, he just got under it a little bit, so it's only going to be a 5-pointer. And so 15-11, it is still anybody's game, but 2 tries to 1 in favour of the visitors from up north. But you wouldn't want to pick a winner here. Let's have a look at that again. Yeah, that's what you were talking about, that transfer of the pod. Impossible to defend against that when it's well done. Now coming back up the line is Christopher Combrink for Yahya Jansen. Van der Merwe's kick is a good one, and he's taken play up to the 10.
It's always really good to have a kicker in your team. I mean, Yahya Jansen have scored now 3 unconverted kicks, and it's still anybody's game. But if you calculate, if they had scored all 3 of those conversions, this game would have a different complexion to it.
Yes, it would. That's Heinrich Ferry off the top for Kearsney, who've brought a couple of substitutes on. I see that Seth Brown, wearing 20, is now in the forward pack. Murray Ware's digging it out. The hit is made on Ryan Sim. Well, Feenstra had come up from fullback. Referee will bring them back. Not rolling away is the call. And so that will be a penalty and a chance to perhaps kick for the corner here. Eager does just that. Hasn't got too much territory with it. But they've worked their way into front foot ball. Micah van Veek is on at hooker, and Aya Jikwana is on at the loose head prop position. That's gone astray. It's taken in by Zandre Nordeer for Yahya Jansen. Little error from Van der Merwe allows the tacklers to come through from Kearsney. Look at that for a counter ruck. That is brilliant from Kearsney. Somehow Yahya Jansen have managed to maintain possession. Eventually it does come back to Van der Merwe. The box kick is charged down. Well, this is turning into a real arm wrestle at close quarters.
The match temperaments are now boiling up from both the sides. I mean, Kearsney are so close to dotting down, so close to adding some points onto their scoreboard. But Yahya Jansen are really just keeping them at bay, really repelling them away. And it's really getting to both these teams. They need to get composed, because composure will win them this game.
Nicely taken at the tail by Van Arsvegen. And that's, that's kicked into his own player. It's turnover ball for Kearsney. What can they make of this? Umlalane winning it on the ground, but a knock on. Referee will bring them back for the first actually accidental offside, kicking the ball into his own player. So it'll be a scrum down with a Kearsney feed, no blind side to work with. Just over 15 minutes remaining in the game. It's a 4-point ball game.
definitely another opportunity for Kearsney to try get something out of the hat here.
Front rows have gone down. Penalty to Kearsney. Fancy they will try and kick this to the corner. It's against the loose head prop for Irje Jansen, scrumming in. And the line out has indeed been set, and it's a good one. Very close to the line. Micah van Veek with the feed. They need to do the basics well now, Kearsney. Conor McIntyre joins the line after having some of the magic spray on his calf. They've won it at the front, that's the try scorer. And they didn't manage to get that maul going at all. Murray Weir has a go himself. Well policed on the inside. He's managed to get it away to the support runner, Heinrich Fourie. They're very close, are Kearsney. That's brilliant, last-ditch defence. Held up over the line. Murray Weyers has got his hands on the ball, sends it out. Oh, they're running out of space and people here. This is Feenstra. He's going for the outside break. He gets the pass away. It's gone forward and the crowd howl. That was such a good opportunity for Kearsney. They couldn't turn it into points.
Saw so many heads drop, not only on the field but off the field. You could have seen what it really, really meant for Kearsney. So unfortunate, so very unfortunate, narrowly close, and that I'm sure was very agonizing for everybody watching on, and gives Irje a chance now to alleviate some pressure with a kick out of the red zone.
I see the assistant referee coming onto the field to try and keep the Kearsney backline onside. Scrum down 7 meters from the Irje Jansen line. Less than 13 minutes left in the game. Front rows have gone down. Referee will reset that one. There wasn't an obvious miscreant.
Sorry, Jen. Stability. Don't push before the ball's in. That's it. Nothing to say. Nothing to say. Just stability from Kearsney. Hey, let's play the game.
Wind has got back up again after a period of calm.
Irje will look to get out.
That's an early shove and a clear free kick to Irje Jansen. You could see how keen Kearsney were to contest. This will now be a chance for the Boxburg boys to send it downfield. Oh, he hasn't gone for touch, or if he did, it was a shank. And this is Umlalandle. Weyers finding his fly half, Seth Brown. Now they've got men out wide here. Somebody needs to take responsibility. And cutting on the inside was Linda Kushle Mpongorsi. Now it's taken by Valentino Lengi, and it takes 4 of them to bring him down. He got into his running very quickly there. Got a few options here. Driving through the tackle is Fourie. Lovely timing of the run there from Jikwana. Oh, Zadely Rippenaar trying to win that ball back for Irje Jansen. Brilliant work from the open side flank. It is still available for Kearsney, and the referee says man diving on top gives away the penalty. Now I wonder whether they might think about a kick at goal here. They trail by 4. Yep, that is the call. They are going to kick at goal through Daniel Eager, and I think that's the right decision, Ollie, but they've had enough ball. They need to come away with points.
No, 100%. they've really tried to knock on this Iergia defensive wall, but it really hasn't been successful. I mean, that last passage of play probably lasted a couple of minutes. So then now they'll just look at taking some points into the bag and then hoping for another opportunity with this remaining 10 minutes of this encounter.
It's not an easy kick. It's just to the left-hand side of the uprights, which is good for the left-footed kicker, but there's a stiff breeze coming from the corner flag into his face. This is to make it a one-point ball game. And he has missed it.
It hasn't been a good day for Danny Eager today. He has a really, really educated left boot, and Kearsney has really been reaping from all of his kicks, but it's really been unfortunate for him this afternoon.
Restart from Berkman. Taken in by Eager. Trying to start something from the halfway line. Oh, beautiful dummy. Stepping on the inside was Royden Madat.
But it was a clean
turnover
rip.
ball.
Indeed.
That's gone forward. It's another chance for Kearsney. The referee says no, not enough advantage. Come back, scrum down. Iergia Jansen with the feed. And we've got 8.5 minutes left. Anything can happen in the last 8.5 minutes. We've seen several matches over the festival be decided by the last carry of the match. And there's no reason to suspect that this isn't going to go right to the wire.
But Kearsney have really been piling up the pressure. I've been playing in the Iergia Jansen half for most of the second half. Iergia haven't really played outside of their own half. Kearsney piling on the pressure. So can Iergia get out? Because Iergia have really been scoring tries against the run of play. Kearsney will keep them at bay. Kearsney will carry more. I mean, in this half, Kearsney have had the lion's share of possession. So can Iergia find something out of nothing, or will Kearsney be rewarded for all their efforts?
Big shove from Iergia Jansen. Van der Merwe uses the short side. RJ Peterson comes flying up from fullback, gets the pass away to Van Locherenberg, and that, I think, is the winning score.
As I just mentioned now, again, Iergia have scored against the run of play. Kearsney have been very unlucky. They have kept possession, they have kept pouncing, they have kept knocking, but Iergia just find one opportunity and they make it work for them. They went blind, and now they've scored another try, their fourth of the game. Just narrowly taking it away from Kearsney. Will Kearsney now just lose this game in the second half, or can they find something as well and bring themselves in with just over 6 minutes left of this game?
So Berkman is lining up the conversion. You mentioned earlier that they haven't converted any of their tries, and in fact they scored 4 tries against Glenwood on Saturday and didn't convert any of those. So they're a team that hurts you through scoring tries, not through kicking at goal.
So I think they just want to hurt you. They don't want to kick you while you're on the floor. But sometimes those kicks win you games, and sometimes those kicks throw away games for you. So can Kearsney find something? Can Kearsney get Kick's own goal?
It's a good strike this time. And the flags go up. There it is. He's broken the drought. 22 points to 11 now. And I suspect with 6 minutes left that that's too big a margin for Kearsney, but they won't give up. Let's see that try again. Beautiful incursion from the fullback, and then the finish from the very rapid Keanu van Locherenberg. Ball is back in play, and Van der Merwe with the box kick. Oh, it's a nasty bouncing ball. It's well dealt with. Veenstra takes it. He's got to try and make something happen. Looking for a little bit of space outside. That's a super tackle. Kearsney have managed to secure the ball on the ground. Murray Wayers with the box kick. It's hanging up in the air. That's a contestable one, but there's a lot of tired people out there. Nobody really chasing it. Taken in by Storm Labuschagne for Kearsney Jansen. Van der Merwe has been a good link. And Bergman with the cut. Oh, and he's got three-man overlap here. Bergman gets the pass away. It's going to be a second try for outside centre Jandre Jacobs. And that is the icing on the cake, the cherry on the top, whatever you want to call it. But a game that was in the melting pot for 2/3 is now settled.
I mean, we went into that first half 6-5. It was a 1-point game, and Kearsney were in the lead. They were in the lead for more of this game than Kearsney have been. But again, Kearsney just can make magic out of nothing. They can get the cat out of the hat very quickly and in very dangerous situations. And it's very unfortunate, very, very agonizing for the Kearsney players and the Kearsney fans and some families watching on. Because, I mean, Kearsney just find something out of nothing. The line breaks, they catch Kearsney sleeping so many times. And if Kearsney catches you sleeping, you will definitely get punished.
Really good game from RJ Peterson at fullback. And from this man, Matthew Berkman, who steps beautifully off either foot. 5 tries in the match, 4 of them in the second half, and 3 of them in the last 10 minutes for Kearsney Jansen that have turned this game on its head. Berkman's kick is good. 2 in a row.
I see on your screens there's another break by Bergman. And a step pass, putting his man through, sealing the deal for Kearsney.
Yeah, the try scorer there, Jacobs, the vice captain of the side, and he brings real firepower out wide. Good link man for the fullback and wing to play off. And so we're in the last 2.5 minutes of the festival. Kearsney have fought the good fight in this game, but eventually they're going to come short against a very impressive Kearsney Jansen side who changed the way that they played the game in the second half and showed what they're capable of with ball in hand. That's TK Ngabezi, who is on the field for them now, wearing 23, and they're looking to score from everywhere. Here's that man Peterson again, up from fullback. That flaring pace, he's brought down on the halfway line. Nobody wanted that. Berkman eventually sends it back to Jacobs. And that one will sit up, but there's nowhere to go for Eager and Feenstra. They're just surrounded by black jerseys. And they've actually done well to make that ball available for Murray Wayers. Bit of hot foot stepping out on the left wing, but again, it's a cul-de-sac. Now the forwards will have a go. Look at that for a tackle in the 59th minute. That's a huge kick downfield. Peterson has it. He's dancing around looking to see where there might be a gap. Gets it out to Van Locherenberg. He's into his running quickly. Changes gear. Takes it over the halfway line. Gives it back. And there's another brilliant piece of running off the ball. And this time it is the man who has created so many scores, who scores one himself. Matthew Berkman, very much, I think, the man of the match.
Oh, 100%. He's been involved in most of the tries that have been scored by Kearsney. And again, I think that just is rewarding for him. You know, having been so involved in everything else, he needed one for his own highlight reel that he can take home.
Well, just think about where that came from. It was a despairing kick downfield from Kearsney. fielded in front of his own posts by Peterson, and with 2 passes they scored a try at the other end, and that is very impressive stuff indeed from Yachia Jansen. They are going to win 3 out of 3 at the Easter Festival. The conversion is good, and a game that was always in the balance is now 36-11 in favour of the visitors.
I think with this kickoff, Yachia might just collect the ball and put Kearsney out of their misery.
It's a contestable one. It comes back on Kearsney's side. Eager manages to keep it in play. Kearsney are still trying their best to get what would only be a consolation score now. That's turnover ball. Referee says penalty to Kearsney, and it's a tap and go. Held is Conor McIntyre. Yachia Jansen continuing to provide the defensive screen. Fienstra nowhere to go. Tackled by Jacobs. Murray Weyers sending it out. Big handoff from Heinrich Furey. All of this in injury time at the end of the game. Kearsney looking to score. There was a knock-on, and I think the referee will call an end to proceedings there. He has indeed. So that is the end of the 15th Standard Bank Kearsney Festival, and it is ended with a quite brilliant performance from Dr. Yachia Jansen, Water School from Boksburg. They scored 4 tries in the last 12 minutes to turn a match that was never easy to predict on its head. And the final score, Kearsney College 11, Yachia Jansen 36. They have won all 3 of their games. They beat Nordkapp 59-7 and Glenwood 20 points to 8. And they look a very impressive high school side. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcasts that we've been bringing you over the last 3 days. And if you are in the area next Easter, you know where to come. Thank you very much to my co-commentator Ollie Zondi. Thank you to everybody involved in the broadcast from Super Sport Schools, and thank you for joining us wherever you are. It's goodbye from Stockfield at Kearsney.